finding of a solution of a quadratic equation by factorization. Okay, too many terms here. We saw in an earlier video, the standard form of quadratic equation looks like ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We also saw that we say it's a quadratic. Why? Because the word quadra would mean that the highest power of x in this equation should be not less than 2, not more than 2. It should be 2. Okay, the highest power. So we know what is a standard form of quadratic equation. What are factors? 6, for example, will have factors such as 2 and 3. Because when you multiply 2 into 3, you get 6. It could be 6 and 1. When you multiply 6 into 1 becomes 6. I'm assuming that these are natural numbers. If not, and if I take fractions also, then it can be half and 12. Right? Because when you multiply half with 12, assuming that these are not just natural numbers, we can have n number of factors here, right? Factors. Okay. Factors means you have to split this into 2 or more parts. Okay. Let's make our life simpler now. Right? We understood what does factors means, which means we effectively split 6. Similarly, if we have to find factors of this, which means this will have 2 components here, is equal to 0. Right? These are the factors of it. 1 factor, 2 factor. Now we solve this in a fashion whereby we split into 2 parts. And we'll see what are those 2 parts, not to worry. Right? And those are factors here. Okay. We understand now what a factor means, right? Now what is root of a quadratic equation? Root, or we also called as 0 of a quadratic equation, right? 0 is another term used to signify root. Okay. 6 were split into 2, for example 2 and 3. 2 is a root or a factor. Let us wait for now whether it's a root or a factor. So I am saying what is a root of a quadratic equation and what is a 0 of a polynomial. Both actually mean the same. So let us take a quadratic equation. X square plus 4x plus 4 is equal to 0. Okay. Don't bother how am I solving this, but if I say that this is x plus 2 the whole square is equal to 0, is it perfect? Why? Because it is x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 2 is equal to 0. And we know how to solve this. Can I say that this is x plus 2 into x plus 2, both of them are the same, is equal to 0? Aren't we now splitting into 2 halves? Right, so this is a factor 1, this is a factor 2. Both of them are same, right? But we are saying it has got 2 factors. Let's take one more example. Let's take example as x square plus 5x. Okay. For various reasons, when you solve this, you forget it, how do you solve this right now, but you would get x plus 3 and x plus 2 is equal to 0. And if you solve this, how do you solve this? You say x into x plus 2 plus 3 into x plus 2 is equal to 0. When you solve and expand this, you should get this. X square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Can we say that this is factor 1 and can we say that this is factor 2? Definitely. So now do we understand what are factors? Yes. The only process missing here is how do we arrive at finding these factors. That's what we are going to see in this video. Okay. Now we saw that x plus 3 and x plus 2 is equal to 0. We said this is one factor which is a split of this, and this is another factor. Can we say that the multiplication of factor 1 into factor 2 gives us 0? What on solution level can I say that it could be that just because the right hand side is 0, it could be that this factor 1 is equal to 0, but this factor 2 is not equal to 0? Could be. Or it could be that this factor 2 is equal to 0 and this factor 1 is not equal to 0? Could be. So can we say that it could be that factor 1 is equal to 0 or factor 2 is equal to 0? Some people get confused why this is OR and not an AND. Right? When you say an AND, it forces me that F1 has to be 0 and F2 both have to be 0 in order to make this right hand side to be equal to 0, but that is not the case. For example, let us look in this case. If I substitute x as minus 3, can I say minus 3 plus 3 and I say minus 3 plus 2 is equal to 0? Yeah. Did you see that this factor 1 turns out to be 0? Yes. But is this factor 2 0? The answer is no. But is the product of both of them equal to 0? Yes. If the product has to be equal to 0, one of them at least has to be 0. Right. But when you write an AND, you will have to find a value of x where when you put in both the factors, both the factors has to be equal to 0. I hope you are getting my point, and that's the reason why we are saying it as an OR and not an AND, which means then you cannot use the value of x as minus 3. Why? Because it doesn't make this factor as 0 if we write an AND. And so what we say eventually is factor 1 is equal to 0 or factor 2 is equal to 0. Brilliant. Now you understood why we say an OR. Now you saw that when I substituted x as minus 3 in this, I got this part, this factor as 0, but I did not get this factor as 0. Perfect. Can I then say that by this logic, x plus 3 is equal to 0, or I can say x plus 2 is equal to 0, right? Can I solve this and say that x is equal to minus 3, or it could be x is equal to minus 2, right? When I say and, then you can put x is equal to minus 3 in this equation and you can put x is equal to minus 2 in this equation, and you are forced to do it. Right? So OR tells me that it is this answer or it could be this answer. Okay. If this is the value of x, if you substitute in this quadratic equation, you will get the left hand side, which is this entire quadratic equation, as 0 because the right hand side is 0. I hope you are getting it. These are nothing but called as the roots of the equation or 0 of the equation. So in exam, if they ask you that x square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0, find its factors. Then the factors are x plus 3 and x plus 2. So this is one of the factor, this is the other factor. But if they ask you find the root, then x is equal to minus 3, x is equal to minus 2, or these are the roots of the polynomial or quadratic equation. And when you substitute back in this quadratic equation, for example, x square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. You substitute minus 3 square plus 5 into minus 3 plus 6 is equal to 0. Do you find that when you solve this, you get the answer as 0? Yes. So we now understood what is a factor. Why do we write an or between the factors? What is a root of a polynomial and what is a zero of a polynomial? In this section, they are essentially telling me that you have to solve this quadratic equation by factorization. So, now I will tell you what is the process of getting these factors. It says there is a quadratic equation 2x square minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. And you have to solve this with help of factorization. Okay. Now we know that this is a quadratic equation. Great. What is A is equal to 2. What is B is equal to minus 5. And what is C is equal to 3. What is ABC? This is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Great. Always take with the signs. Sign plus or minus. Okay, great. Now, always remember when you have to solve this quadratic equation, you have to solve it in a fashion where you multiply a with c. A with c. What is the answer? 6. In this case, yes. You split 6 in a fashion that the answer B, the sum of that split should give you B. Okay, let us see. 6 can be 6 into 1. Great. 6 can be 3 into 2. Great. It can be minus 3 into minus 2. Great. It can it be 6 and minus 1? Oh, sorry, minus 6 and plus 1. Why? Because you will still get. So what I'm saying here, okay. This cannot be the factor of it. Why? Because minus 6 into plus 1 gives you minus 6. Product. Minus 6 into 1 gives you minus 6. And our value is 6. So this cannot be the factor. Right? Can minus 3 into minus 2 give you 6? Yes. So these two can be the factors. Can 3 into 2 give you 6? Yes. So this can be, right? This can be. Can 6 into 1 give you 6? Yes. So this can be, right? I don't know how many possibilities do exist. This is error and trial. But trust me, the addition of these two should also give you B. What is the value of B? It is minus 5. What is the addition of both? 7. Is that equal to B? No. What is addition of both? 3 plus 2, 5. Is it equal to B? No. Why? Because B is minus 5. What is addition of both of them? Minus 3 plus minus 2. You know negative, when you add to negative, it becomes negative. So minus 5. Is it equal to B? Yes. Can we say that these are the two possible factors of 6? Yes. Okay, so now we understood what are the factors of 6. It is minus 6. I am sorry, it's minus 3, minus 2. How do we solve this? Now we write the quadratic equation as 2x square minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. Brilliant. Can I say that 2x square minus 3x minus 2x plus 3 is equal to 0? Why? The whole thing I did it in order to find out these two middle values. Why? Because if you add both of them, that gives me minus 5x. If you multiply both of them, then that gives me 6x square, which is minus 3x into minus 2x, gives me 6x square. So effectively, when I say 6, it is the first term and the last term. So it is 2x square into 3. Does it give you 6x square? Yes, it does. So it satisfies both of them, right? The product is giving me the first term into the last term and the addition is giving me the middle term. Will you have to remember this? Yes, you will have to, if you have to solve it by factorization. So what you need to remember is The middle term has to be the product of both of the first term and the last term, the split of it, and the addition of the split of the middle term has to be equal to the middle term. Great. Can I just rearrange the term and say that this is 2x square minus 2x minus 3x plus 3 is equal to 0? Why did I rearrange? I knew that if I have to take something common, I can take 2 and x. But in this case, it was difficult. Why? Because I had to leave 3 inside. I could do very well do with it. I had no problems with it. But I said I preferred it rearranging because I said let's 2x, take it common, and I put it as x minus 1. Right? It becomes easy for me. If I would have kept 3, it still would have given me the answer. But I felt this looks simpler to solve. And I take this as minus 3 x minus 1 is equal to 0. Why this is x minus 1? Because if you again multiply minus 3 here, it should give you this, right? Can I say that this is x minus 1 into, take this with the sign here. Can I say that this is 2x minus 3 is equal to 0? Okay. Did you see in the earlier part of the video we got two things here? We did get two things here. This is factor 1 and this is factor 2. What did we say? We said factor 1, x minus 1 is equal to 0 or 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Brilliant. Can I say that x is equal to 1 or x is equal to 3 by 2? Great. If this is the factor here, then what is x minus 1? It is the root or it is the 0. This is 0 of the quadratic equation. Similarly, x is equal to 3 by 2 is the root or 0 of a quadratic equation. Now, how do you know that this is the right answer? What you need to do is, for example, you got x is equal to 1. Substitute in this equation. 2 into 1 square minus 5 into 1 plus 3 is equal to, does it give you equal to 0? Check. The answer is yes. If you get the answer as substituting here x as 1, if you get the left hand side as 0, because the right hand side is 0, that means whatever answer you have found is right. If you do not get left hand side as 0, that means it's definitely an incorrect answer. You can very well refer to the other examples given in the CBSE class 10 textbook and solve it for yourself. In the other videos, we are going to see the next topics on quadratic equation. We are also trying to solve some of the exercises of the quadratic equation. I hope you got the knack of what a quadratic equation is, what are the factors of quadratic equation, what are the roots or zeros of a quadratic equation, how to solve a quadratic equation with help of factorization. We can take one more example if you want. Let us do that. There's one more example from textbook, which says find the roots of the quadratic equation, which is 6x square minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, somebody is asking, what is my standard form of a quadratic equation? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Right? So what is a here? A is equal to 6, b is equal to minus 1, and what is c? Minus 2. Great. We very clearly saw that the product of the first and the last term, right, a into c is what? Minus 12. Great, we got it. Now we have to split minus 12 in a fashion such that the product of the split or the factors has to be equal to 12, minus 12. Minus 12 into 1, yes. You multiply both of them, minus 12 into 1, you get it 1, right? Can I say that this is 3 into 4 minus 3 into plus 4? Yes. Can I say that this is plus 4 into minus 3? Yes. Can I say that this is 12 into minus 1? Yes. Can I say that this is 6 into minus 2? Yes. Can I say that this is minus 6 into 2? Yes. And it goes on, right? Somebody might ask me that where do I stop? This is purely an element of practice and judgment. The more you practice your quadratic equation, you will at the visual sight of the quadratic equation get what are the factors. Trust me, it's that simple. What I want to explain you here is that 12 into 1 minus 12 into 1 gives me minus 12. Yeah, and that is A into C. Similarly, this also gives me minus 12. Similarly, this also gives me minus 12, giving me minus 12, gives me minus 12, gives me minus 12. What I want to now see is, can I add both the factors and can I get B? What is B here? Minus 1. What is minus 12 plus 1? It's minus 11. Is it equal to B? No, B is minus 1. Can I say that minus 3 plus 4, is it equal to minus 1? No, that's equal to plus 1, which is not equal to B. Right? The sum should be equal to B. Can I say that plus 4 and minus 3, is that equal to, oh, look at that, I made a mistake. I took almost the same, right? Yeah, it's perfect. So can I say that this is equal to plus 1? Oh, this is not equal to B. Can I say that 12 into minus, so this is plus 11? Oh, this is also not equal to B. If I add, can I say that this is equal to 4? This is also not equal to B. Can I say that this is equal to minus 4? Is that equal to B? No. Can I try a few more? Can I say that this is minus 4 into 3? Does that give me minus 12? Yes, that's minus 12. Can I now try and say that what is minus 4 plus 3? That is minus 1. Is that equal to B? Yeah, boom. Will there be a possibility to find another such split? My answer is no. You'll get a unique split here. Will you find one more split like this which equals to minus 1? The answer is no. So now we got this split here, right, which is minus 4 and 3. So when you multiply minus 4 with 3, right, so can I say that this is minus 4x and 3x? Okay, if you add both of them, do I get minus x? Yes. If you multiply both of them, then what is the answer you get? You get minus 12x square. Now let's multiply the first term and the last term. This is the first term and this is the last term. 6x square into 2. What is that? 12x square, right? Does it match? Yes, it matches. Oh, sorry, it's minus 2. So that's minus 12x square. Yeah, it matches. So the product matches, the addition matches. You have to remember this if you have to find the quadratic equation by factorization. So what do I write? I write it as 6x square minus 4x plus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. You can solve as it is by taking x common here, but I feel that if I take 3 on this side and 4 on this side, it should make my life simpler. If you want, take it. If you don't want, continue solving it. You just have to take few things out. Common. Okay, I'll just rearrange it. 3x square, 6x square plus 3x minus 4x minus 2 is equal to 0. Why? Why did I do it? Because I feel that when I can easily take 3x common and that becomes 2x plus 1. I can take minus 2x common, that becomes, I can take minus 2 common, 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Do you have this is common here? Can I take that out? I will take that as 2x plus 1 out. If I do that, then what am I left with inside? 3x minus 2 is equal to 0, right? So which are the two factors here? I got these are two factors. So what is the first factor here? 2x plus 1 is equal to 0, or it is 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Then what are the roots? Root will be x is equal to minus 1 by 2 or x is equal to 2 by 3. Perfect. How do you see that this is correct or not? What you do is you substitute 6 into minus 1 by 2 the whole square minus 1 by 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. See if you are getting this answer on the left hand side equal to 0 by substituting. Try with 2 by 3 also, x is equal to 2 by 3 in this equation. That's what tells you that the answer is correct.